Welcome, teachers and students, to your daily cup of tea from your favorite co hosts, Leah and
Amira.
where you get the exclusive updates daily.
Gossip.
And newsflash, this is a once in a lifetime broadcast. So now, let's start with the topic of the day abusive
Wait,
relationships.
hold on before you say that. Have you guys heard about this new book, David and Goliath? It's apparently number 5 on US Today's top charts. It's really good. They read it in their households. You can read it at school, high school, college. It's a really good book. You should read it.
Oh, as my co host so enthusiastically expressed, on live TV, David and Goliath, underdogs, misfits, and the art of battling giants through anecdotes and historical references debunks the concept of the weak versus strong, which to common knowledge is quite apparent in the Bible story David and Goliath. And it also acknowledges the power of the unpowerful.
Essentially, what my cousin's saying is, why wouldn't you want to invest in the intriguing mindset of Mr. Gladwell? He really challenges the standard view of the seemingly superior opponent against the weak opponent, showing the strengths and our weaknesses.
But what makes it important? Why should our viewers care?
Well, I feel as if our viewers should take the arguments of Gladwell and use them in their lives. He talks about how people tend to overlook those in smaller situations in comparison to their opponents, when in reality, they are really more powerful than they were perceived to be. He's basically making you rethink judging someone before, like, he's making you think twice before judging somebody.
Yes, I agree. His arguments can absolutely change someone's thought process.
Exactly.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the topic?
Right. Sorry. David and Goliath is perfect to introduce our subject.
Now to you, Xavier.
Thank you, Leah. So, what we are looking at now is chapter 7 of David and Goliath, titled Rosemary Lawler. Essentially, this chapter goes over several stories to emphasize the principle of legitimacy.
That's correct, Xavier. The author, Nam Gaiwo, defines the principle of legitimacy as when people in authority want the others to behave. It matters first and foremost how they behave.
So, how does Gladwell introduce the principle of legitimacy and how does it improve his concept?
Well, he begins by describing the principle of legitimacy in comparison to the original story of David and Goliath, separating the unequal power dynamics.
Yes, this is a great depiction of how all the chapters relate so far.
What other stories does he talk about in this chapter?
He brings up a story about a teacher named Stella who seems to think that she's teaching a kindergarten class perfectly, when in reality, most of the students are distracted due to the fact that she wasn't teaching the entire class but only one student. As she reads to one of the students in front of the class, another student is doing a cartwheel in the back. This isn't the student's fault, it's the teacher's. She isn't actively including her students.
And that's a wonderful way of describing the principle of legitimacy. It's known that every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Right, like the Guardian said in their review of this book, the simple moral is choosing your weapons carefully. And wow, that's an interesting topic to think about, Xavier. But how can we connect this back to our original topic?
I think I can answer that, Queen. Basically, those who feel that they already have power will then end up revealing their greatest weakness, which will then help people who feel like they're in need reveal their greatest strengths. This basically goes well with our topic on abusive relationships.
And that's an interesting thought process, Buki. I think I'm going to finish this book.
Me too. It really makes you think and allows you to be more open minded towards other people and their actions as well as your own.
So basically, all the baddies need to get this book. But that about does it. Thank you for tuning in to your daily cup of tea. See you soon.